Hello everybody, welcome to Jazz Tutorials, and today I'll be showing you another cool, awesome tutorial of snow. We made another snowy type of effect I think a few weeks back, but I'm doing another cool snowy effect because there's still snow on my ground. I'm not really sure why, because today is the first day of spring, but I don't see that happening. We're gonna be making a cool like aura, lighting, abstract, snowy background effect kind of thing. I'm not even sure what to call it. Yeah. This actually was supposed to be a different tutorial, but ended up being a mishmash of something else and my own thing, and yeah. And then this was really created out of randomness. So let's get started. So I've opened a photo of the snow-ish background, and I've chosen one that has a light source, aka the sun, in the background, only because it would be very useful in this tutorial. So find a photo like this with a snow background with a sun in the background sort of thing. Yeah. Alright, then you want to go find a photo of people in the snow. So I found this photo here of this lovely couple having fun in the snow. It doesn't matter what kind of lighting effect they have on them. As you'll notice, mine's way brighter than the actual background. That's okay, because that's not going to really come into play quite yet. But I want to make one thing clear. When you're choosing your people, make sure they don't have anything wearing black. I mean, if they have black pants, that's fine, but make sure they're not wearing like a black jacket or something really all black, because the black in Photoshop, when we do further effects in this, it's not going to showcase it quite nicely. So make sure they have at least some color on them like this. But I mean, if they have black shoes or black pants, that's fine, but nothing like overpowering black. All right. And I don't mean that in a racist way, okay? I'm sorry if that came out that way. Not what I meant, but I'm sure you know what I meant, okay? Just want to throw that out there. Alright, so once you have that, you want to, back to that subject, make sure you're cutting out your image with the pen tool. Pen tool is very useful in this portion, so use pen tool, cut out your image, and then paste it onto here. Alright, once you get to that point, you're going to then duplicate that layer of your people. Alright, duplicate that layer. And on that duplicated layer, we're going to add a layer style. We're going to do color overlay. And you want to select a dark blue hue, something along this line down here. I just chose 1F15 something 2. Yeah, anything along that line's fine. Click OK. And you want to make sure, again, one more thing, that that's below your people layer. Let me just move that because mine's not below my people layer. Hello. Okay. Okay, there we go. So we have, oh, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. So that's below that. And you're going to then set that layer, so overlay to, no, not overlay, opacity down to 40%. Wow, I said overlay. I meant opacity, guys. Opacity down to 40%. And then you're going to do a Control T or Command T, and you're going to use perspective, and you're going to drag it out so it looks as though it's on the ground. You get what I'm saying? Alright. And then you may have to, you know, extend it to make it more realistic and whatnot, but then leave it there, and voila. Now, if you want to further that effect, you can. I did. I went over here and grabbed my blur tool with this large 88-point soft round brush, and I just brushed the edges of it so it blends in with the snow, and voila. That's what I have so far. Awesome sauce, right? Alright, now that we have that completed, we're going to then go and move into our lighting and aura stuff. So these are going to be 3 separate layers, all set to screen, but we're going to do one at a time so it's easier. So we have one layer. I'll remake that layer. I already have it, but I'll remake it just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So a new layer, and set it to screen immediately, so it's easier to determine what kind of a color you need to use. And over here, we're going to choose a very light neon green. Now, as you notice, there's a plenty of different hues of neon greens you can choose from. Pick whichever one looks best to you. I'll go with that one for now. And then grab your soft round brush, not that big. I would say anywhere, I'd say around maybe like 33 pixels. Pixels. I don't know why I said it like that. Wow. Pixels. And you want to set your flow over here to 66, I believe, or anything within that radius, because you don't want it to be too bright, but also you need to be bright, but not yet. So I think it was 66% for my flow rate. And just going around the edges of my photo like this. And as you'll notice, that's really green. I don't really like that color green, so we're going to go backwards and select a different hue of green. Yes. And you can also alter your flow rate if you feel like it's too bright as well. So we're going to go over here. There we go. That's something pretty nifty. I kind of like that. All right. We're getting somewhere, guys. So just go around the edge of your photo, you know, whatever, like this sort of kind of. I mean, you don't have to go through the whole thing. Just, you know, parts of it like this. Some there, some here. You get the drift. Okay. And you're going to do the very same effect we just did, but with two other different colors. You're going to choose a bright pink and a very light-ish bright blue. So once you've done that, you should see this. And this is, I merged my 3 layers into one and set that to screen. And after doing so, I went up here to filter, and I selected a motion blur setting. And you can play around with the motion blur settings to suit your photo. I believe I chose 90-degree angle and 64 for my distance in pixels. But if you want to go a little smaller or not, you can. And you can keep redoing the effect over and over until you get one you like. Alright, but I like that lovely aura-ish type effect there. And then if you want to further that, you can go ahead and do a Control T or Command T, and you can resize it, make it smaller, bigger, larger, whatever. And you'll eventually get to an effect like that. Now, with that, mine actually covered part of the faces, part of the body. So further in the tutorial, I went ahead and erased part of that aura that we just made, but you'll see that in the end, and I'll explain that more in detail. So let's keep going forward. I went ahead again, did the very same effect with a white brush that we just did to enhance that aura so it looks really bright and ominous and really comes through. So that's what I did there. And now we're going to work on adding some snow into this. Now you could actually make snow in Photoshop. It's actually quite simple. I believe I made a tutorial on that a while ago, about a year ago I think. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. I did something on that matter anyway. But I just found this random texture on google.com and used it, and it worked out perfectly fine. So we have this one here. It is a lovely snowy effect. I've added multiple effects to this actually already. First being overlay, screen, because it was a black background. Anything with a black background set to screen will automatically enable that background to be gone. So I have this. So I went up to filter and I went to blur. I added a radial blur. And you're going to want to play with the settings. I don't think you want to go too ridiculous with this because, you know, radial blurs are different than regular blurs. I chose best for my quality, and on the zoom, I use 3 because that's really okay. 1, 2, or 3 is okay to use, but don't go above 4 because that gets really weird and it looks really ridiculous, so I would say 3 is good for that, and you'll get that. And then I duplicate that layer because I want to be a cool kid, and I drop that opacity on to 27% so that it blends in more with the background. It's not too overpowering because the original background was really overpowering, which I'm not sure why it was, but it was, and so I had to alter the opacity on the second layer, on my copied layer. And then I copied that a bajillion times again because I really wanted to make it snow. So I copied that layer a bunch of times. I resized it to make it smaller and placed various ones all across my image, and I eventually got to this point. And I had to merge all of them into one layer because it was so many layers. It was like, whoa there, lady. And yep, I went ahead and did that. And then I added another layer of that same background, but I enhanced it by zooming it in a lot. So you get that lovely effect right there. Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't know why I thought I wasn't showing you the actual other layer I was talking about, but I was. Okay, sorry guys to be confusing for a second. Alright, now we're going to add another layer above everything. And this is going to be another light kind of a layer. And you can set your flow right now back to 100% because we're not going to be using any of the extra flow crap. So just go 100% on your flow now. And then grab a very... Excuse me, guys. Wow. That was weird. Grab a very bright pink, again, another neon color of choice. And you'll place that, a big dot, right where your light source is. Mine's way in the back over there, so we're going to place it right there. Set that to screen. I had to lower my opacity out to 29% because it was so bright and so awesome. It just couldn't be handled, so I had to put it there. So that's what I got right now. And now we're going to enhance this one more time. Actually, no, twice. We have 2 more layers to go. So I'm going to add a color balance now above my stuff. So over here we have, I'm just adjusting my midtones, nothing else. So we have negative 38 for my reds, negative 14 for the green, and negative 15 for the blue, and you get a blue hue of such. Awesome sauce. Okay. And last but not least, we're going to be adding a brightness and contrast adjustment layer, and this one has to be above your people layer, but not above the actual image, only above the people. You probably could just use like a clipping mask, but that may not work as well, so I just put it above my people. And I chose negative 10 for my brightness and 31 for my contrast, and this is what I have right here. Awesome. Now back to what I was saying when I said I erased part of my people, the aura. When I finished it, I looked at it, I'm like, you know, you can't really see their faces, it looks kind of weird, so I went back into my aura layer, and I just took a soft round brush and of 73 pixels, and just kind of erased their faces a bit, and I got that lovely effect you see there. So that's my lovely, cool aura snowy effect. I hope you liked it. I don't know if it was awesome enough for you guys. I don't know if it was even a tutorial, really, if it was just something random. I don't know. I just got it at a random, so I like it. I hope you do as well. Please subscribe, comment, and like. I love people. Team Awesome is amazing. Y'all are cool. I love you all. Thank you for 11,000 subscribers and counting. If you have any questions, suggestions, or whatnot, comment below. Inbox me here. Like I always say, I'll get back to you in a timely fashion. Not right away, but I will get back to you at some point. So yay to that. Okay, I'll leave you here because I've talked long enough and I've bored you long enough. So yay. All right, bye. See you next week.